Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday evening to you. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wentz with our Sunday night region weather live update. We've got a lot to talk about again this week. We've got two storm systems that we're tracking, the first of which is already moving in with some increasing clouds. You felt the gusty winds as we've gone throughout the day. That is going to be all rain. The second storm system's a little bit more interesting. We'll have to see where the path goes on this one, but we could be talking another accumulating snow around the region as we get into the latter half of the week. So we'll talk about both those systems. We'll also search for a warm up here in the forecast as well. I know we're all starting to itch this time of year looking for the warm air. So we'll cover all that in this Sunday night edition of Region Weather Live. And welcome in, everybody. I hope you had a nice weekend. It's meteorologist Matt Wentz. We had a pretty nice weekend at our house as well. It was nice to see the sunshine return, but gosh, it was just so cold. Today was great, right? Today was great everywhere. Hi, Glenn. Hi, Lori. Hi, Jeff. Hey, Mark. Oh, sorry I woke you up, buddy. Ugh, sorry, man. Early bedtime, or perhaps you're working overnights. Not sure, but apologize for that. Sarah, hi. Stephen, hi. Hi, Amanda. Tanya, you're absolutely welcome. And Stephen, you're welcome as well. Jackie was the first to say hi. So Jackie was on it today. All right, so let's get into the forecast. But before we do, I want to thank our sponsors. We've got our several sponsors. We've got more that have reached out for March. So I appreciate it. I'm overwhelmed with the support from businesses in Northwest Indiana. So we've got more lined up for March, as I mentioned. But the two that keep this show free, obviously, we've talked about them all month, but Grieger's, you know them, and Valparaiso, their award-winning car dealership. They make car buying fun. I've had several people that have reached out saying, great sponsor. We got our Jeep from them. We absolutely love them. So I just want to send a shout out to them. Not only do you get a good price with them or good selection, but you also can buy with confidence through Grieger. So pay them a visit if you get a chance. Jeep, obviously, my wife and I have a Jeep, and we are, blessed this time of year. This is when that Jeep really pays off with the all-wheel drive. Also want to thank our sponsors, Tiger Plumbing. They've been in business in Northwest Indiana for 30 years plus. Northwest Indiana business, true and true. They are just wonderful people. They never, ever charge a trip or a service fee. So they come on out, give you a free estimate. They don't charge you up front. So that's a great, great thing to have. And right now, they're offering our region weather listeners and followers here on our webpage $30 off new sump pump installation or new system if you need that. So just let them know Region Weather sent you and pay them a visit. All right, let's get to the maps. We've got a lot going on weather-wise this week. I say two storm systems, but there's really three storm systems, and we'll talk all about it. So let's get to the first one first. This is the one that's going to move in tomorrow. And as we've been kind of alluding to, over the last 3 or 4 days, this is going to be mainly rain. We're not expecting a lot of snow out of this, not expecting wintry precipitation or anything like that, because the low pressure is going to pass towards our north, so that'll keep us on the warmer side of things. So that's good. Problem is, we are going to have some more snow melt. We're going to melt everything off, I think, over the next 2 days, as temperatures are going to hopefully make a run at 50 degrees or so. So this is what it looks like on the surface map. I'm going to make this full screen so you can actually see it. And you can see all these lines. That's more wind, right? It's been a very windy weekend, and we're back to more wind tomorrow as this low gets going. Here's the low out in Missouri. This is tomorrow afternoon. So much of the morning and midday is going to be dry tomorrow. We'll probably see a mix of clouds and sunshine. We'll have a nice wind out of the south as well. Should warm us up. Hopefully we can tag 50 tomorrow, if not upper 40s. But you can see as we go throughout the afternoon and evening, we're starting to get some returns on radar as that Gulf of Mexico moisture catches up with the system. So late in the day tomorrow, we run the risk of some showers. Those showers will become likely a steady rain as we get on into Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday looking pretty soggy at this point, as here's the low pressure. Remember that last low where we got all the snow? That was down towards our south. So we were in that sweet spot, as I mentioned, which is up here. This system's a little bit different. Again, we're going to be all rain from this because we're going to be warm enough. So Monday evening through Tuesday evening is when we're expecting the bulk of the rain to fall. And that's it. The system's out of here before you know it. But you notice on the northern side of this, there's a large area of snow. This is a big storm, but there's no real thick, compact area. of precip that has that heavy strip of snow that we saw, where we were seeing 1 to 2 inches an hour last week. That doesn't exist with this system. It's more of a general light to moderate snow that just really adds up as you get up towards Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. The icing starts just north of Chicago. So if you do have travel plans Tuesday or Wednesday north of the city, up towards the state line near Wisconsin, you may run into some icing problems there. But if you have travel plans in the region, we're talking just wet pavement around here. That is a blessing in disguise as this low heads by. After it goes by, there's your frontal passage right there. That's Tuesday afternoon. By Tuesday night, we turn sharply colder. That wind turns out of the north. May have some lake effect snow showers. I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal in terms of the snow shower front. It does look like overall we're going to stay mainly snow free from this. The thing you'll notice though, Tuesday night and a Wednesday, boy, does it get colder around here. We're going to be talking temps that are likely in the 50s Tuesday. So we'll be making an approach at 50 tomorrow. Tuesday, I think we make it into the 50s. Should be nice and spring-like, right? With the rain, but temps are going to crash back on Wednesday. We're going to struggle to get out of the mid-20s on Wednesday. So we're back to the cold air as this up and down just continues. All right, so let's talk storm system number 2. That's going to be the one, if you remember, we were looking at both these storms last week, that there was certainly something going on. Models have a much better solution now with both those storms, and I kind of like them. The only thing that we have to watch for that Lake Week storm system is going to be the fact that the track of the low is going to change. And again, that's going to impact us a little bit, but at least the evolution of the storm looks pretty good, and I'm pretty confident in how it's going to evolve. So here's our Tuesday system. You see just how big it is. I mean, it takes up the whole eastern half of the country. Lots of rain south. That's where we are. Heavier snow off towards north. They'll get a good dose of snow up in Wisconsin and areas of northern Michigan and Minnesota. They'll likely get 6+ inches of snow there. But then we go quiet. Remember, Wednesday's really cold around here. Thursday is when our next storm system gets going, and it still looks like it's going to be in 2 waves. So we're going to see initial wave kind of move in along a frontal boundary that looks to kind of weaken as it moves through. So that doesn't look to be too big of a deal. Consider this kind of the appetizer, so to speak. So as we go through time here, this is Thursday morning. So our time frame to watch is really going to be later Thursday into Friday. That's when this storm system is going to arrive. But you can see we get that initial band in here Thursday morning through midday. This is the Euro. It doesn't quite get it here, but there's a chance that we'll have some snow showers around early Thursday, right? We've got that cold air already in place. That's not going anywhere. As we go into the day Thursday, there's a stronger low that takes over back towards the west. So that first little push of precip just kind of fades out, right, as all the energy gets focused back towards the west. And this is the Euro model. The Euro model's further north. The GFS is further south. I can show you that, but just you can take my word for it. So I like the way the Euro looks right now. And again, this brings an area of low pressure that's kind of elongated. It's not a real tight, compact low, but this is another system that's going to produce wind, and it does look to produce snow in the region. The track of that low is going to determine how heavy this is, but there's going to be a good amount of moisture with this. And this actually looks pretty similar to that system that we just got done with last week. So the potential is there that we have another kind of carbon copy of that system. But again, no 2 systems are the same, so who knows based on the track of this low. But as of now, it does kind of look very similar to that. So what does that look like? Well, low pressure heads up down towards Evansville, up towards Cincinnati. That puts us in what I like to call the sweet spot, which is right where that icing changes over to heavy snow. And you can see we'd be dealing with, says the Euro, perhaps some heavy snow around here. This is Thursday night, so Thursday evening, Friday morning. And then you can see Friday throughout the day, we're saying goodbye to the snow. We've got some lake effect, much like the last system, as cold air builds in, and then eventually it all heads out. So very similar look to that, right? And then just looking long term, I just fast forwarded. I want to show you this because the pattern stays very active. This is next Sunday. There's some kind of storm system that tries to get evolved down to our south. And all the models right now agree that we get behind whatever this is that evolves next weekend. We get a blast of cold in here. It could be some of the coldest air we've had in a couple weeks. Nasty, right? I don't know about you, but I'm really getting tired of winter now. I think it's been too long. And this would lead us into March. The last day of February and the beginning of March, it looks like we are going to get a cold shot around here that could trigger some lake snows. It doesn't look like we warm up much beyond that. The GFS doesn't really warm us up either. So let's talk how much snow. And then, I don't have a whole lot more to cover because a lot of this is still yet to be determined with the model. So I don't want to give you an exact forecast for Thursday, Friday yet, because it is too early to tell. But we do know there's something coming our way later this week, and it'll likely be on the snowy side of things. I do want to say the GFS, though, remember I mentioned that's a little bit further south. The GFS keeps most of the snow out of here. So it's really from Indianapolis down towards Cincinnati where they get the snow, where we don't have nearly as much. So that's why I say I don't want to give a specific forecast. It's still a little early, but keep that Thursday, late in the day Thursday through Friday time frame in mind, right? So we may do this all over again. In terms of a storm system, but it could also miss us, right? How does that help you? It doesn't help you at all, but at least you know about it. All right, so how much snow are we talking? This is what the Euro is saying. And as the system comes through, you can see there's not a real compact, tight line of snow around here, but the Euro is saying anywhere from about 3 to 5.5 inches. So that's not a big storm. But I caution us to keep an eye on this because this could certainly change. We could see these numbers ramp up. I'd rather see them start low and ramp up versus last week's system that started at 18, 20 inches, and we had to talk it down, right? So we could certainly see this improve in terms of some of the numbers looking a little healthier. And then with some of the lake effect back behind it, you can see another couple inches or so. Look at all the snow up towards Wisconsin. This is over the next 10 days, anywhere from 10 to 20 inches. That's going to keep the cold air coming as we continue to lay down more snow off towards the north. That allows that Canadian air to keep coming in. So we eventually need that higher sun angle in March to win out if we want any chance of a warm up. All right, so that's what we're dealing with. Last thing I want to show you are temperatures because obviously we're all impacted by temperatures as well. And it does look to be a pretty windy week too. Let's do high temperatures here. So I'm going to actually go to this. The positive thing to look at that I've really noticed with the models over the last couple of weeks, we're getting a lot of warmth, right? That sun angle is getting higher in the sky, believe it or not. You felt it today a little bit. You'll feel it tomorrow a little bit as well. But there's a lot of warmth down to the south. That's what often drives these storm systems. But we're getting there. That's my point, is that there's a lot of warmth to tap into. We've had 70s in February before. I don't think we're going to get there this year, but it's certainly capable of it. So here are your temps. I want to go to your highs. So this is Monday. Monday fun day here. These are your high temperatures, says the Euro tomorrow. So making a run into the 50s. We still do have some snowpack around, so that is keeping our temperatures a little bit cooler than what models are saying. But we could very well be into the 50s tomorrow, especially with some of the 70-degree air not far off. So spring-like tomorrow, and then we'll go into Tuesday. You can see how everything kind of gets pushed up ahead of that front. The Euro, this is the latest run, has bumped our numbers up. I had us in the mid-50s on Tuesday, but the Euro now saying 60s. That's out ahead of our frontal system. Remember, it's going to be raining Tuesday, but that would be really nice, right? Just at least for 12 hours or so to get into the 60s. There's your temperature crash. These are your high temps on Wednesday right here. So we're in the 20s again. So much, much colder. And then that cold air kind of settles in with this next storm. You can see the warmth down to the south where that low pressure is. And then you see the cold air off towards the north. That's a classic sign that we'll have, that battle going on with that snow coming in. And it does look to be all snow. We have no question in terms of that because we're dealing with temps in the 20s. And here's this weekend hit. Let's go. It's actually beyond the weekend. It's March 1st that we're looking to. So this is Sunday's high temps, 30s. It's not bad, right? But here's your cold hit. So Monday, maybe 16, 17, and that would be Monday the 28th. Just looks cold around here, and then not warming up a whole lot on Tuesday, as we'll probably be upper 20s to near 30. So yuck, right? Ugh. Anyway, we'll get out of it eventually, I promise. All right, so let's go ahead and answer your questions for you. We'll get you on your way on your Sunday evening for sure. Yeah, I see, Lori, your comment. You're saying, you're tired of snow as well, and Mary is too. Kylie asks how much snow this week. So Kylie, it's all going to be dependent on, there's not going to be a lot beginning of the week, if any. So I would say not a whole lot through Wednesday. It's that Thursday night and Friday system that we'll have to watch. The model's saying anywhere right now from the gem was in there too, and that has some decent totals on us. Anywhere from 3 to 7 inches is what it looks like by Friday afternoon. But again, that could change. The GFS says none. The Euro saying 3 to 5. The gem in more in the 4 to 7 range. So we'll have to see where the track of that low goes for sure. All right. Let's see. Alexis says, watching as I fly Sunday. Are you on a plane right now, Alexis? That's amazing if that's true. Let's see. We're going to have a snowstorm every week. Christine, yeah, we gave Mother Nature a little slip and said, if you could just keep it coming, that'd be great, because we're not tired enough here forecasting winter storms. So this is the time of year, though. If you guys remember, it was back in January. Someone had asked me if we were done with the snowstorms yet, and we're just getting into it. February and March tend to be the months where you get the snowstorms because you're bringing back Gulf of Mexico moisture, and that really adds to some of that differential between the heat and the cold. And that's exactly what we've been doing. It's been warm down to the south, and then we get the cold air from the north. It all mixes together and forms a nice area of low pressure, and that's what we've been seeing for sure. Pam, I hope so too. I hope this storm does go south for you, for sure. You have a sweetheart event at a cat shelter in Westville. Yeah, so I hope it does. It doesn't look to be, as of right now, this doesn't look to be quite as big of a deal as that last storm. But again, that could change this week. So we just have to keep up with the forecast, right? Sharon asked, Fort Wayne trip Friday evening. What's the weather like? That's going to be that time frame, Sharon. We have to watch with that storm system on Friday. And again, based on the path of that, anywhere in Indiana could be very snowy from that. So, and that would be Friday evening. It'd probably be getting out of here, but we'd probably have snow-covered roads if that comes to fruition. So we'll see. Yeah, Alexis getting out just in time. Yeah. Oh, is the polar plunge this weekend? Oh boy, Sarah, are you doing it? I mean, it looks cold regardless. The water temperature is not going to fluctuate much, but yeah, boy, it helps when you have a better day outside. Maxwell asking, any chance for storms? Yeah, Maxwell, we may see a rumble, or I guess you don't see thunder. You'd hear a rumble of thunder with this right here. You see this part on the map right there when the cold front goes by. This is Tuesday afternoon, maybe even Tuesday morning. We could get a rumble or two or thunder. This is a very spring-like storm system coming in. And again, we'll be on the spring-like side of it, especially Maxwell. If we can hit temperatures in the 60s, if we can hit 60 on Tuesday, we have a real good chance of thunder as that moves through. Hi, Susan. Courtney wants spring. I feel you. Lynn asks, will Tuesday night around 11, coming back from Chicago, the region be slick from the rain? Yeah, we'll still have rain around. So this is, Chicago might get some flakes at the end of this. Yeah, so this is what it'll look like for you at 11 o'clock. So the rain will have cleared a couple hours. We'll have a strong north wind, so you won't have to use a lot of gas because the wind will be blowing you, and it's going to be much colder. Flash freeze potential is something we'll have to consider Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, as we will have a lot of water on the ground, so that's going to be a concern. But if things are salted, we'll be okay. It's not going to be catastrophic, but just those patches of ice that we tend to get when we have a deep freeze like that. Terry, the snow would start later this week. As of right now, it looks like the snow would start. We might get a little bit Thursday morning, but it'd be more towards later in the day on Thursday. And it all depends on track of the low. If this thing heads south, we don't get anything. So just keep that in mind, all right? Stacey's done with winter. Yeah, Lynn, temps are going to drop back into the 20s Tuesday night. Yeah, we're cold. And we'll stay there on Wednesday as it looks right now. Jose, Friday morning is that time frame with that storm system. We'll have to watch. Let me pull that back up so you guys can see it. But again, Friday morning, the snow would be pulling on out of here. But the damage would likely have been done if it is indeed a storm system that produces the good snow that the models are showing. So this is what that storm looks like. So there's your Friday morning. We've still got snow and lake effect snow. So it'd be pretty snowy around here for sure. Jason, just tuning in. That's okay. How do flights into Chicago look for Thursday? That's a good question. Chicago right now says the Euro is right in the path of this storm. So this would be Thursday right here. Thursday early would be okay. Thursday evening going downhill quickly. And it all depends on the path of the slow. Again, this system may look a little bit different later this week, but as of right now, conditions would go downhill Thursday evening into Friday morning for sure. Tanya's driving to Chicago in the morning, or is this Friday morning or tomorrow morning? Because if it's tomorrow morning, you're fine. And Susan, flying out Tuesday, you'll be just fine. Absolutely. No problems whatsoever. Let's see. Friday rush home. Again, depends on the track of the low, Terry, for sure. Jeff's doing the Penguin Plop in Cedar Lake, March 5th. Here's the deal, Jeff. It looks real cold March 1st and to end February, but you want that. If you're doing the Penguin Plop, well, you want it to be cold days leading up to it because that means that things will likely change. So we may have a warm-up then. If I were a betting man and I knew it was going to be cold on March 1st, I would bet things would swing around a couple days later, especially getting into March. Susan, great question. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty windy week, especially at the front, because this storm system, the front end being Monday, Tuesday, this storm system really cranks up the low. So we've got strong south wind Monday into Tuesday, strong north wind on Wednesday, and then it'll relax. Wednesday and Thursday looks pretty wind free, should be nice. And then as this low gets going, we'll likely crank that wind again Thursday night, Friday. So little break midweek, but it does look like it's going to be pretty windy. Joshua, a little too early for us to call totals on this next storm system. The Monday storm is all rain. That's good. All the snow will be off towards the north. It's that Thursday and Friday storm, especially Thursday night, Friday, that we'll have to keep an eye on. Right now, models saying anywhere from 3 to 7 inches. That could fluctuate, though. I wouldn't even throw a number on it. I mean, we know what they're saying now, but that number is going to fluctuate either up or down this week. So this could be a stronger storm system. I don't want us to rule that out, but it also could miss us down to the south. The GFS misses it, it takes it down to the south, but it's way too early. We've got many more model runs, and this system is way out over the Pacific right now. It's not even close to land right now, for sure. Let's see. You're welcome. Oh, Shane, I appreciate that for sure. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we're on it. Again, nothing to freak out about yet. Just put Thursday and Friday in your mind in terms of impactful weather, at least being a potential. Jenny, I appreciate you saying that. I know you appreciate the live videos. I told my wife, I'm like, man, we need thunderstorms or something different, right? But yeah, we'll get through this for sure. I know, and I'm tired of shoveling as well. I do not have a snowblower because I refuse to get one. I like the exercise while I'm younger, getting older though, but man, I'm getting closer and closer to getting a snowblower. It's one of those things. Stephanie, that's a really good question. How close does the storm need to be before you feel like you can give accurate estimates? So one of the things to keep in mind, there are sensors, data sensors that collect weather information all over the place, right? All the airports have them. They're all over the place. They're not just in airports. Cities have them. Private contractors have them. Weather corporations have them. They're all over land. There are several out over the ocean, but there are many more on land. And so when storm systems are out over the Pacific Ocean, the models can give us a general idea of how they think it's going to evolve, not just with the storm, but with the highs and the lows and how it all kind of comes together. It gives us a general idea that we're going to have some kind of storm around here, right? But it's not getting the true data fed into it. It's getting computer data of what it thinks is getting fed into it. As soon as that system hits land, as soon as these systems head into the West Coast or even Western Canada, that's when you start to get all that data from those sensors that are on land, which there are many more of, getting put into these models. And so the models become more accurate as soon as that storm is on land. I feel bad for folks on the West Coast because a lot of times they don't get a good sampling of the storms that are coming in. They get a sampling and they're fine, but in terms of those fine-tuned details that we need in terms of track of the low, where's the heaviest snow go, where's the ice go, we don't really get those fine-tuned until it hits land, which is usually 2 or 3 days in advance. So we should have a pretty good idea how the system's going to evolve. We already do. I mean, this is amazing. We can even forecast it to this level, but I'd say by Tuesday, especially on into Wednesday, we'll have a good idea of how that Thursday night, Friday is going to go. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, Beth, we could see hear some rumbles of thunder on Tuesday. Yeah, as this frontal boundary moves through, it's going to be very spring-like Monday, Tuesday as well. So it's going to be pretty nice around here. But yeah, we could have some thunder and some heavier downpours as well. Connor says, how does Valpo work? I would imagine you mean look, because I know Valpo folks work very hard. I have several friends from Valpo. My wife's boss is from Valpo. And so I know they work hard, but how does it look? Same as everyone else, I would imagine, Connor, in terms of this week. Again, it's going to be all rain Monday night, Tuesday, and then we go to some snow potential Thursday night, Friday, for sure. Beth asked about thunderstorms. Wayne was talking about the snowblower a couple weeks ago. And Wayne, I'll tell you, you keep me updated, buddy. If that thing runs out of gas, I don't know if that's when Mother Nature shuts it off or if it just keeps going. We'll see for sure. Stephanie, you're welcome. All right, everybody. I think that's it. Beth loves thunderstorms. Me too, Beth. I can't wait for thunderstorm season as long as everyone's safe, right? It's great to watch, but not fun to clean up of. All right. Thank you for joining us here on this Sunday night. I hope you got some good information out of this. I certainly appreciate you guys tuning in. Jose, yeah, we'll do another live update on Wednesday. So we're going to do Wednesday evenings and Sunday evenings based on kids' schedule upstairs. So I can't commit to an exact time, but we can be pretty close to this time, which is right around 9 o'clock Central. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a busy week. I will do some posts on this storm as it evolves leading up to Wednesday. So we'll talk a little bit more about it through regionweather.com as we go throughout the week as well. Okay. All right. Heather, yes, there's a chance there. There's going to be this storm that you're seeing on the map. That's going to be moving through the track of the low, still could change. So we're not putting any totals on it, but there's a potential that we could get wintry around here with some decent snow. And that would be Thursday night and Friday. So yes, there is certainly a little chance for perhaps some snow days around there. We'll make that call midweek, okay? Amanda says, warm weather time to open the beehives. Let them go. Amanda, well, I don't know. I don't know if you could still hear me on there, but do you have beehives on your property? My sister was thinking about doing that. They have a big farm, and they want to do beehives and do mead wine from the honey and stuff like that. So real cool. Susan, you too. Thank you very much. Heather, you're welcome. Laverne, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us, Laverne. That's awesome, Amanda. That's so cool. Yeah, if that's something you really enjoy doing and you have more information on it, if you don't mind at some point, just message our region weather page with anything that my sister would need to know in terms of doing it, like any tips or anything like that. Stuff that maybe she can't Google that you would know that maybe she doesn't. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a good Sunday night. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.